Good morning. It is the full moon today, and we'll have a full moon prayer. It is full moon in Libra, and that is my sun sign, and it is uh, the scales today, harmony, full moon in Libra. So we'll begin with a magical prayer for full moon in Libra. And then our Course in Miracles lesson 106. We breathe deeply and we prepare. This is the pink moon, April. And this prayer is brought to you from the book Magical Prayers or Words of Power for the Christian Witch, written by yours truly. You can pick it up at christianwitches.com. Click on books. The book is filled with dozens of magical prayers, power words, words of power. And along with the magical prayers, the essential oil correspondences, and the tarot cards to meditate on. Today, full moon in Libra. Breathe and become still on the inside. Pray this prayer when you're conducting your full moon in Libra rituals, when you're inspired to. The essential oils are sensual, harmonizing, and balancing oils, including rose absolute, geranium, divana, or choose your own by inspiration. The tarot card to meditate on is Key 11, Justice, ruled by Libra the Scales, for balance, order, the law of correspondence, karma, and Ma'at. The prayer. Author of my soul, great and wondrous spirit, thank you. Thank you for the full moon in Libra, here to bring me the precious chance to delete from my mind any mental debris that would entangle me in a web of darkness of my own making. I give thanks for the balancing scales, giving me the holy opportunity to let go of heavy baggage that has been weighing me down and upsetting the harmonies of my world. I give thanks for logic and reason and for these mental gifts to be aligned with the heart chakra to produce spectacular results. I give thanks for the completion of mental ramblings and ways of thinking that keep me stuck in going round in circles. I give thanks that my mind is free from the shackles of the past and the bonds of conditioning that would have me believe I am somehow less than worthy of your great and wondrous good. I give thanks for how easily and quickly issues slide off me like water off a duck's back, no longer sticking. There is nothing in my consciousness that forms an energetic match for issues to stick to. I am thankful. I give thanks that this full moon in Libra bathes my soul with harmony and balance, causing my body temple to correct all its cells, atoms, and molecules to the perfect crystalline structures they are designed to be. I give thanks that the Libra scales cause truth, uprightness, and justice to hold dominion in my world, eliminating deception, confusion, the need for vengeance, depravity, and all manner of imbalances and their matching manifestations. I give thanks for the great goddess Ma'at, who is the quintessential embodiment of cosmic order, balance, harmony, and the way I am to live, breathe, and be. I am living Ma'at. I give thanks. Amen. And we breathe. From the book, Magical Prayers for the Christian Witch. And feel free to use the book, the prayer, even if you are not a Christian witch. It's open to everyone who desires to use it. Breathe and come into the Libra scales. Come into the balance and harmony of the scales. Know that the representation of the blind lady with the scales on courthouses is a representation of the great goddess, cosmic power, Ma'at, who stands for cosmic order, harmony, and balance, riding the scales, keeping things moving according to their perfect synchronic order. Allow the scales today to balance all energies within and without in your body and beyond, and your soul and your spirit, the energetic bodies, and in your world. And allow everything that is not the perfect, harmonious unfoldment of your life energies, allow it all to simply disintegrate in the bright light of the full moon. Lesson 106, A Course in Miracles. Pick up the blue book or go to acim.org. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Wow, it requires something of me. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Pardon me. If you will lay aside the ego's voice, that's a big if for us from sometimes, if we will lay aside the ego's voice, however loudly it may seem to call, if you will not accept its petty gifts that give you nothing that you really want, if you will listen with an open mind that has not told you what salvation is, then you will hear the mighty voice of truth, quiet in power, strong in stillness, and completely certain in its messages. Wow, this is a big if. It says if. If you can lay aside the ego's voice, however loudly it may seem to call. Yesterday I was listening to a podcast and they were having a Twitter fight. Some Bitcoiners were having a Twitter fight. And one Bitcoiner said something about another person publicly, and it was a lie. And he said that he wanted to go and blast them on Twitter. And his friend said, that's your ego. He's like, no, but what they said is a lie. I need to set the record straight. He said, that's your ego. Because the ego's loud. Let me set the record straight. Let me tell them. Let me give them a piece of my mind. Oh, you think you're just going to get over on me? I know they don't believe that they are going to lie straight to my face. I cannot believe it. That's all the ego. Remember, your true self has never been insulted a day in its life. So the course starts with a big if. It's a very big if. If you can lay aside the ego's voice, however loudly it may seem to call, you better go straighten this out. No, we got to have a conversation about this. It is loud. It will call to you loudly. And if you will not accept its petty gifts, vengeance. No, I got to tell them. Oh, they think they getting over on me. That's what my ego likes to say. Oh, they think I'm dumb. Oh, you think I don't know? Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's all the ego. It likes to give you petty gifts. What are petty gifts? Huh, I told them. And now you're angry and they're upset too. It's a petty gift. Petty gift, vengeance. I'm getting them back. I can't believe it. And even if you're past vengeance, well, I'm not forgiving them because it's unforgivable. Michelle Obama put it in her book. She said Trump put her daughters in danger for he put my family in danger. And for that, I will never forgive him. It's very interesting when we make public declarations that we would never forgive a certain thing. That stood out to me because I thought to myself, wow, where do I have made up in my mind that I'm never forgiving someone for something that they did? Search and you'll find it. These are the petty gifts of the ego. If you will listen with an open mind, if that's a big if, because our minds are so crowded, not after day 106, of course. After 106 days of the course, wow, we've done a pretty big mind dump. We've emptied our mind of grievances and beliefs and cherished ideas that simply are not true. Well, if you will listen with an open mind that has not told you what salvation is, the problem with our mind is that it already tells us the things that they are, that the way things are before we let the truth land. Well, it's like that. No, it's not. That's how you think it is. So the course is asking us to do 3 huge things right off the break. And wow, it will take the strength of spirit for us to do all these 3 things consistently. One is saying, if, now it doesn't say you have to. It says if you want to, if you lay aside the loud ego voice. Okay, that's the first if. If you will not accept its petty gifts that give you nothing you want. You know that feeling like you're right. I'm right. I won this argument. It's a petty gift. You won the argument, and now both you and your boo are mad. But you won the argument. What a petty gift. I'm right. You're right, and you're not happy. That's a petty gift. So that would have to mean that we no longer find value in petty gifts. That's what it would have to mean. It would have to mean that we no longer find value in being right, that we no longer find value in how we look to other people. You're not going to have a Twitter fight and tell a lie on me and me not answer the insult. You just slapped me. I have to do something. You would have to not accept the petty gifts anymore. And the third thing, and this is probably the biggest one of all, if you manage to lay aside the loud ego voice of I'm right, they're wrong, go get them, what's wrong with them, they think they can get something over on me. If we can lay aside the loud voice for a moment, and if we can say, well, I'm not going to value being right more than I value peace and joy of God. And if we can lay aside all of that, here's the third one that we've got to do. Listen with an open mind. Ugh. You mean I have to actually open my mind and not believe all the things that I've been taught, like Jesus is Lord and Savior? No, you are your salvation. God wrote the entire Bible. No, people wrote the Bible. It's a great book. It's high in energy. People wrote it. Yahweh is the almighty creator. No, Yahweh was a pretty much regional god of copper in the Bible. Look him up. Look up Yahweh. Well, wait a minute. The Christianity is right and everybody else is wrong. No, that's not so either. Our minds are filled with things that are not so, that have told us what salvation is. You can only get to God through Jesus Christ, Lord and Savior. When the Course taught us and reminds us salvation comes from yourself, turn within and you're saved. Give up all your petty ideas about what you think the world is. Come home to peace and joy and love that's inside of every mind and see the solution is oneness. And God put the solution in the place where the problem is, in your mind. You're saved. You're saved and you can save. That's what it says. And that rings true for me. It didn't ring true for me that I needed something outside of myself. Well, it did ring true to me that one man was going to do it for the whole world. Because what about people that never heard of him? What about people that didn't like him? What about people that just didn't resonate? What about people who already had a savior? The story didn't jive for me. So we have been told what salvation is. And what the Course is asking us to do is open your mind. Listen with an open mind. The part of your mind that is open, that hasn't already told you what it is. You know, the mind, the part of the mind that, no, Jesus Christ is Lord and Savior. No, I'm confident of that. Oh, I'm confident of this and that. Oh, da, 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 da. We're not going to listen with the part of the mind that thinks it knows. We're going to go to the open part of our mind and listen with that part of our mind. Then you will hear the mighty voice of truth, quiet in power, quiet, strong in stillness, and completely certain in its messages. Your intuition has never been wrong. It could not possibly be wrong. It is the voice, capital V, of truth that every single person has heard, that you even hear the sharks talk about on Shark Tank. My gut tells me not to trust you. There's something about this is not right. No physical evidence in the outer world that this is not right. I once read a book about a billionaire who's very, very successful billionaire. And he said, the final arbiter on all the business deals I do is my intuition. He said, because all of the papers, the whole deal can look perfect on paper. He said, and if my gut tells me no, it's a no. And people don't understand. They're like, what? This is the perfect deal. This is the perfect deal. My gut says no. He said, and sometimes he's seen the deals that are messy on paper. They don't have it all together. And this is the thing. And his gut tells him go. And that's it, go. I use the same thing in crypto. Yesterday, I invested in something that I shared with Ascension. It took a couple of steps. It took figuring some things out. It took stretching my brain in places and ways that I've never stretched my brain. And I already made money from it. The second 30 minutes after I put money in it, I made some return on it. You have got to tune within. That is what meditation is for. That's why we meditate every day. We meditate every day and throughout the day so that we can come out of the loud mind and go to the voice of truth that is quiet in power, strong in stillness, and completely certain in its messages. The intuition has never been waxing and waning or wishy-washy on its message. Never. We are the wishy-washy ones. We hear it? No. Like you're on a date with that person? No. Your intuition told you? No. But they're cute, or they're fine, or they got a booty, or they got money, or he has a nice car, or list out he fits my MO. And your intuition said, You know that if you go against that, what Kabbalah teaches is that you are now in what is called unnecessary process. You did not listen to the voice that is quiet in power, strong in stillness, and completely certain in all its messages. You don't have to listen to that. If you do, watch your life change. Oprah said it. She said, the second I started making that the answer, everything changed in my life. Everything opened up in my life. I don't do it if inside me it doesn't say to do it. She said one time they came to her with a lipstick line. They said, you ought to have this line of lipstick. She said, why? Why would I want to do that? Now, a lot of other people would have just said, hey, Kylie Jenner has all this makeup. Kylie Jenner is on the front of, they put Kylie Jenner's name on the front of Sephora. I was walking past Sephora the other day. It said Kylie Jenner on the front of Sephora. I was like, wow, that's a badass chick right there. Kylie Jenner, I was walking through the airport. I saw a Kylie Jenner makeup dispenser machine. I was like, that's a badass chick right there. See, the lipstick was for her, not for Oprah. Oprah said, why would I want to do a lipstick deal? And they sat down and they showed her all these things because, of course, they bring a lot of deals to Oprah. And Oprah said, it didn't make sense. Like, it's not for me. And when you listen to that voice, you will know what's for you and what's not for you. Listen. Listen and hear your Father speak to you through his appointed voice, the voice for God within, which silences the thunder of the meaningless. The meaningless is loud and thundering. The ego is always going to be loud and wrong, and shows the way to peace to those who cannot see. If I can't see and I'm groping about and I'm upset at somebody and somebody said something, I just got mad, or someone did something, or somebody just did a Twitter lie on me. Somebody just dropped a horrible comment under one of your vids. Listen, and let your Father speak to you. Let the universe speak to you through that voice, that still small voice that has never been wrong. Be still today and listen to the truth. That's what it says today. It says, let me be still and listen to the truth. Very strange. Did I just pop out of the room? Hello? Something strange is happening on Clubhouse again, family. Give me a moment. Wow. Did the sound go out again? Question mark. Wow. Something is strange is going on in this Clubhouse room. I'm going to continue. I know everyone will hop on over to YouTube. So it says, let me be still and listen to the truth. Today, whoa, let's listen. Be still today and listen to the truth. That's where we were. Be still today and listen to the truth. Be not deceived by voices of the dead, which tell you they have found the source of life and offer it to you for your belief. Attend them not, but listen to the truth. Do not listen to the voices of the dead today. Do not. Be not afraid today to circumvent the voices of the world. The voices of the world are the voices of Twitter arguments, of strange comments on social media, of all the terrifying things that are happening in the world that are being yelled at you every day. The voices of the world. Walk lightly past their meaningless persuasion. Walk lightly past. Hear them not. You are in charge of your hearing. Walk lightly past their meaningless persuasion, trying to get you to argue with people, trying to get yourself to prove a point. There's another thing that shows up with this. No, you didn't understand me. You ever said that? Ever heard people say that? No, that's not what I meant. You didn't understand me. No, that's what I said, but that's not what I meant. Feeling, sensing, misunderstood. Walk lightly past their meaningless persuasion, hear them not. Be still today and listen to the truth. I will be still and listen to the truth. It says, be still today. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Go past all things which do not speak of him who holds your happiness within his hand, held out to you in welcome and in love. This universe, this beautiful universe of life, holds happiness as an offering to you within your very being, and it welcomes you in love. Hear only him today. Hear only that which speaks in you of love. And do not wait to reach him longer. Hear one voice today. Today, be still and hear one voice, not the dissenting voices of the ego. Even all of the different voices of the ego are saying different things. Get them. Oh, you're a victim. Oh, I don't know what to do. Oh, I'm so confused. Oh, I'm overwhelmed. Oh, I don't know how to do it. Oh, can somebody please help me? Oh, I just don't know how. You see, the ego will cast you in one lane better than other people. We call that pride and arrogance. In another lane, it will cast you as worse off than other people. We call that insecurity and mock humility, less than. All of these voices are to be ignored today. Today, the promise of God's word is kept. Hear and be silent. Today, let me be still and listen to the truth. We would have to stop being busy. He would speak to you. He comes with miracles 1,000 times as happy and as wonderful as those you ever dreamed or wished for in your dreams. These are miracles 1,000 times happier than you have ever even wished for. His miracles are true. They will not fade when dreaming ends. These are not limited time only miracles. They end the dream instead and last forever. Love lasts forever. For they come from God to his dear son, whose other name is you. The other name for God, son, for God and God's son and the whole of the universe is you. Prepare yourself for miracles today. Prepare yourself, because you're going to have incredible miracles today. Today, allow your father's ancient pledge to you and all your brothers be kept. Today is the day that the ancient pledge of the universe of complete love and endless miracles, 1,000 miracles upon 1,000, thousands upon thousands of miracles. What is a miracle? An expression of love. That today is the peace and the joy that lights upon every man, woman, and child on the planet. All beings. Today is the day for miracles. Today is that day. Hear him today and listen to the word, capital W word, which lifts the veil that lies upon the earth. There's a veil on the earth that we can't see and wakes all those who sleep and cannot see. You see, vast members of humanity are asleep in the matrix, simply being used for batteries. And today, we're simply allowing everyone to awaken. God calls to them through you, because you've awakened. And because you've awakened, God is calling through you. He needs your voice to speak to them. For who could reach God's son except his father? Calling through yourself, capital S self, is God speaking to God. So looking like you. It's God speaking to God, looking like you. It's source speaking to source. It's source calling to all people. All people have the voice within. All people have this still small voice. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Hear him today. That you have decided that you're going to silence your mind today. Let me be still and listen to the truth. You have decided you're going to leave the crazy mind today, the raucous mind, the shrieking mind. You've decided to be meditative. You've decided to turn within. You've decided to return to the altar within. And hear him. I've decided to hear him. I've decided I will not be carried away on the voices of the ego today. And offer him your voice to speak to all the multitude who wait to hear the word that he will speak today. That's why I do what I do every morning, because I want to awaken myself. And I desire to let my voice be a voice of a clarion call of awakening to all who want to hear it. You have the same charge. You are awakened. You are healed and you can heal. You are saved and you can save. You are awakened and you can awaken. Any awakened being can awaken. How? In the ways that Source would have you do it. Some teach, some write books, some take care of children, some build houses, some create fashion lines. How are you an expression of the voice? See, the voice is expressing. It says, how else would God reach the children except calling through yourself? How else would God calls to them through you. How else would they wake up? They're searching, they're sleeping apart in the matrix. How else would they wake up unless you tap on the door and say, hey, 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 you can come out if you want to. Like they went and got Neo. They searched and searched and searched and found him. How else are people going to get it except through you? Be ready for salvation. It is here and will today be given unto you. And you will learn your function from the one who chose it in your Father's name for you. Be ready for salvation. Be ready. Be ready for your peace. Be ready for ridding yourself of the lower egoic mind, loud as it may be. It is here and will today be given unto you salvation. And you will learn your function from the one who chose it in your Father's name for you. Listen today. Listen. Be still and listen. And you will hear a voice which will resound throughout the world through you. Listen, because you're tuned into the voice, you're amplifying it to other people. Listen, the bringer of all miracles has need that you receive them first and thus become the joyous giver of what you receive. We must receive it first, family. We must say yes and then become the carrier of it. It's almost like the C word in a really good way. First, you have to catch it, then you can spread it. Except this is miracles. We're talking miracles here. You cannot be sad and pass on miracles. You cannot be depressed and down about your life and wondering why you haven't gotten further than you have yet and what's going on. And I keep trying and I can't figure it out. And every time I look up, the same thing again. And you cannot bring miracles and think like that. You can't bring miracles and be ratchet and be angry and be like, whatever. Be apathetic. That's not the bringer of miracles. And you must become the joyous giver of what you received. That's how it works. Once you've received the miracles, you become the joyous giver of what you've received. Thus does salvation start, and thus it ends. When everything is yours and everything is given away, it will remain with you forever. When you've received all the gifts and you give all the gifts away, it remains with you forever. Because you see no end to the love. You see no end to the joy. Your peace is not finite. And the lesson has been learned. Today we practice giving. Not the way you understand it now, but as it is. We had a whole conversation yesterday about giving. What is giving? What is truly giving? And what is truly the gift and what is not? Today we practice giving not the way you understand it now, but as it is. Each hour's exercises, we're taking the first 5 minutes of each hour. We will soon have our first meditative moment of meditative 5 minutes. Each hour's exercises should begin with this request for your enlightenment. I will be still and listen to the truth. What does it mean to give and to receive? I will be still and listen to the truth. You've got to still the mind. You've got to choose to still the mind, family. Ask and expect an answer. Your request is one whose answer has been waiting long to be received by you. It's almost like, pardon me, when I had a whole lot of confusion in my life about what my name was. I had been this name and that name and the other, and I had been married and divorced and married and divorced. Well, married and was about to be divorced again. And my name was one thing when I was born, and then it was another thing when I got married. There was another thing after I got separated. There was another thing after I got divorced, and then there was another thing when I got married. And it's just all these names. And I knew all of that was confusion. And I knew it didn't match. And I knew I was missing something. And I was standing in the Catskill Mountains at a retreat, and spiritual retreat, and I stood under a tree and I looked up and I said, "What is my name?" And just as quickly as I asked the question, it said, "Your name is love." That's what it looks like. That as soon as that we've been walking around with these questions. And as soon as we ask the question, the answer is given. Why? Because your request is one whose answer has been waiting long to be received by you. The answer, your request, the answer to it has been waiting to be received by you. So when you ask these questions, expect an answer, because you're speaking to the universe, and the universe has all the answers, and the universe will give you the exact answer. The universe will give you the exact answer to everything in your life. I have found that to be the case. Things that you may have been grappling with for years upon years upon years upon years, grapple no more. You ask, expect an answer. It will begin the ministry for which you came, and which will free the world from thinking giving is a way to lose. And so the world becomes ready to understand and to receive. What is happening here? What's happening here is that your ministry begins today. What is a ministry? Anything that is an expression of love. Brandon Blackwood has a purse ministry, and that is a powerful ministry. Freaking love his incredible creations. Your ministry begins today. It begins with us freeing the world from thinking that giving is a way to lose. We covered all of the giving yesterday. So the world becomes ready to understand and to receive. You see, this is preparatory ground. We're breaking up the ground so that we can plant the seeds of global peace. Be still and listen to the truth today. Be still. I will be still and listen. Let me be still and listen to the truth. For each 5 minutes spent in listening, 1,000 minds are open to the truth, and they will hear the holy word you hear. What course? You mean to tell me that each time I spend 5 minutes listening in stillness, 1,000 minds are open to the truth, and they will hear the same holy word I hear? You mean someone in India will hear a holy word within themselves? You mean people in China who could be suffering right now? We don't know, because we never really know if what we're being told is the truth. That they could be suffering right now, and they will hear the voice. That right now someone in Kenya or Zanzibar or Alaska or Colombia will also, minds all over, will hear the voice every time I go into 5 minutes. When the hour is past, you will again release 1,000 more who pause to ask that truth be given them along with you. You see, there are many, 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 many thousands upon thousands, really, we could say millions of people all over the world who are reading A Course in Miracles today, and many places in holy houses and on Clubhouse and on YouTube and all over the world doing A Course in Miracles today. And we're all united that in every hour, on the hour, we take the first 5 minutes and we let me be still and listen to the truth. Let me ask and I'll be answered. And so because you are joined with all of the millions of people who today are pausing every hour, it is a collective prayer. It is a collective call. It is a collective oneness of let me be still and listen to the truth. That means truth is gaining ground every hour. Every 5 minutes you give, truth is gaining ground. Today, the holy word of God is kept through your receiving it to give away. You must receive it, family, and you must turn off. Remember the 3 ifs at the top of this lesson. You must turn off something to receive it. Today, the holy word of God is kept through your receiving it to give away. The holy word of God, that ancient promise, is kept so you can teach the world what giving means by listening and learning it of him. You cannot teach, you cannot give away what you do not have. We must listen and learn it. And when we listen and learn it, we can give it away. And our giving is truly infinite. Do not forget today to reinforce your choice to hear and to receive the word by this reminder. Given to yourself as often as is possible today. Let me be still and listen to the truth. I am the messenger of God today. My voice is his, my voice is hers, my voice is the goddess's, to give what I receive. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Let me be still. You know, there's a line in the chorus that says, peace to my mind, let all my thoughts be still. You've got to be still on the inside to do this. Let me be still. Let's do it now, 5 minutes. Five minutes. In this meditation, we tell ourselves, let me be still and listen to the truth. Tell yourself, I am the messenger of God today. My voice is hers. To give what I receive, my voice is His, my voice is God's, my voice is the universe's. I am the messenger of Source today. And I will give the peace that I find within. And I know that in my giving, it is extended and it is infinite. And I know that in my giving, there is no loss. Peace to your mind. Go past the part of your mind that's closed. Go past the part of your mind that thinks it knows. Go past the part of your mind that likes to pick fights with other people. Go past the part of your mind that wants to be right. Go past the part of your mind that wants to look good in front of other people. Go past all of that. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Let me be still. I am the messenger of Source today. My voice is the Creator's to give what I receive. That in this 5 minutes of meditation, 1,000 minds are being freed along with yours. And that the holy ancient promise of Source to all of creation is fulfilled. Breathe and be still. Be still. Listen to the truth. The truth that peace is our infinite nature, bliss, beauty, euphoria, love, joy. These are constants and last forever. They need not be fleeting. No more grappling with the mind. Be still. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Tune in and listen to the truth of your being. Listen. Be still and listen. And our first practice period is complete. And every hour on the hour, let us enjoy 5 minutes of stillness, listening to the truth. What am I to hear? What does it mean to give and to receive? What does it mean? I will be still and listen to the truth. That is, of course, Miracles Lesson 106 on what is the full moon in Libra today, on this day, which is, as of the recording of this day, April of 2022. And it is full moon in Libra today. Today, as has happened sometimes the technology gets blown out by what's going on. And I believe that happened in our room today. I'm not sure if the room, I hear no sound in the room. I hear no sound in the room whatsoever. And so hopefully everyone came over from Clubhouse to YouTube so that we could have the entire Course in Miracles lesson today. Family, remember, we're on every day. Technology, like us, is not perfect. Some days, Clubhouse may not work. Out of 365 days, maybe it might not work 1 or 2 days. I don't know, maybe more than that. That's why we're on 4 platforms in the morning. We're on YouTube, on 2 YouTube channels, the Valerie Love channel and the Christian Witches channel. And we are on Facebook at the Reverend Valerie Love Facebook fan page. And we are on Clubhouse when it works. And when it doesn't, hop on to another platform. You can also make sure to connect with me on Odyssey. Odyssey, the link is below because my YouTube channel is backed up completely on Odyssey. So every video that you see on YouTube, you can watch on Odyssey as well. Angel, full moon on my birthday eve. Tomorrow is your birthday. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. Sister of a different moon, a distant moon. How you love it? Mwah. Yay! Love it, love it, love it. Family, there's something that I want to conclude, that we want to conclude today with before we go about our day and have our incredible full moon. And this is about how the ego stops us from pretty much everything good, especially when it comes to communication with beings beyond the physical, I'll call it. The mind is very powerful. It's infinite in its power. And the power can be used in any direction. The power can be used to help you, or the power can be used to harm yourself. That's why we're in A Course in Miracles every single day for 365 days. Congratulations to you. Congratulations to you, because you are being so, so, so incredible. So here's how the mind takes you out of communication. And here's how the mind takes you out of being connected. Demanding proof. I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, well, this happened several years ago in this lifetime, not very long at all in spirit. You may have heard me tell the story that I was writing the book called God is in Love with You. And I was under contract with a publishing company to complete the manuscript by a certain time. And I was having a total meltdown in my life. I was having a total meltdown in my life. I was having the most horrible experience of coming out of a love relationship, and I was being heartbroken. I was acting heartbroken. You cannot be heartbroken. I was acting heartbroken, and I was all to pieces, as they say. And spirit realms knew she's not going to, do this on her own without making a big, hullabaloo mess. So let's help her out. So they sent me an angel. And this particular angel showed up one day when I was in the kitchen washing dishes. And I never forgot this experience. I'm buzzing right now just thinking about this experience. So the way the kitchen was is that it had an island in the middle. And with your back to the island, there was a window. And there was a sink and a dishwasher right here. So you wash dishes. I was there washing dishes. Washing dishes is somewhat meditative for me because I'm playing in the suds and I'm looking out the window. And out the window, was this vast, the house was on like 2-3 acres of land, a couple of acres of land. So it was plenty of space and you could see all the way, it was cleared. And then you could see all the way to the back where all the bushes and trees were and things like that. And I would just gaze out. I was washing dishes and I was sort of in this like meditative experience. Well, oh, Queen Vashti, yay! Queen Vashti, can somebody tell me what happened on Clubhouse? Did it just go out? Was it never on? I don't know what happened on Clubhouse. I don't know. Let me know, please. So hopefully we can rectify whatever is happening. I have a sense that we can't really rectify it, that it's a little wonky something in Clubhouse. So send your love to Clubhouse. Send your love to Clubhouse. Anyway, this particular day I was washing the dishes and I was looking out of the window and I was in this space I was in a liminal space between worlds. And in addition to being in a liminal space between worlds in that moment, generally in my life, in the context of my life, my relationship was falling apart. And this was a relationship that I had been in for many years. And I had already gotten the inner knowing for myself, be out. Yet I was still there, right? Because that's what we do. We like to make things interesting. So I'm writing a book about pure unconditional love. And by the way, I picked a partner that didn't want to support me at all in my writing. Isn't that lovely? How we pick people that mirror our resistance. We cannot hear you at all, and then you dropped out. Okay, thank you. Could you hear anyone else in the room? Was the sound working for other people in the room? Could the mods speak? Was there sound at all in the room? Was it just my sound? What happened? Could you let me know that too? Thank you so much. So here I am in my life in some unnecessary process. Your audio never came on Clubhouse yet. We got persistent to hear the voice of God. I know that's right, Kristen. Come on. Could you hear the other mods? Was there say on Clubhouse? Remember, we heard you say good morning, then the mic muted. Wow. Thank you, Kamura. What happened? Could you hear the other mods? Could you hear any sound? Let me know. We're going to solve this issue. Okay, we're going to solve the issue. Then here I am in my life. So you have the context of what I was going through in my life, what I was experiencing. And I had no idea that an angel was about to come into my kitchen that morning, kid you not, or that afternoon. It wasn't even morning. It was sort of middle of the day and whatnot. I was the only one in the house at the time that I can recall. And all of a sudden, shoom, something came in the kitchen. It was like this big, huge pillar behind me now I know angels are not local, they don't have like a location. When they appear to you in the third dimension, it's going to be somewhat directional because this is how we can tell things in the third dimension, our spidey senses. It came behind me and it was Oh, I couldn't hear any audio on Clubhouse from the mods or anyone else. Thank you, Kristen, for letting me know that, because then I know that the sound wasn't just on my end. That was a Clubhouse issue. And even the mods, there was no sound from the mods or anyone else. Thank you. And I'm noticing that lately on Clubhouse, there is a little something. No one unmuted, I don't believe. The room has ended now. Okay, thank you, Angel. Thank you. I ended the room because there was no sound. So, and this has happened before, and it happened the other day. It's all good. It's all good because it still happens anyway. We're still on A Course in Miracles anyway. Yay, 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 yay. So here I was, generally in a relationship that I did not want to be in, because in this relationship, my soul was telling me, be out, or the voice for spirit, right? The voice for God was well, it kept saying the same consistent thing from day one up until now. It never changed. Me and my willingness to listen to it changed. And so here I am, and something came into the kitchen, and I'm standing there. I froze. I froze. And now the first thought that came up, it was a terror thought, because what we understand sometimes when we have experiences with beings from other entities and other dimensions, and we're always having experiences with beings in other dimensions. There's nothing abnormal about it. It's quite normal. Telepathy is very normal. Psychic phenomena is extremely normal. Clairsentience is normal. Clairaudience, clairvoyance, all of these clairsentience, these are all normal. Everybody has them. Some people are very, very, very gifted in these ways. Everyone has it. Everyone has spidey senses. Everyone has the hair stand up on the back of your neck sometimes. Everyone gets the God bumps. When truth resonates, you get some physical experience. Everyone has dreams that tell you what's going to happen in the future. Everyone has deja vu. Everyone has all manner of psychic phenomenon. It's just not a religious thing. You could be atheist, you could be Islamic, this is a normal human thing, because humans are spiritual beings, according to how I see it. Now, not everybody thinks that humans are spiritual beings, and that's okay too. We don't even have to call this phenomenon spiritual. We could call it quantum. It doesn't matter what you call it. We all know, we've all had these experiences. We've all had these experiences where we think of somebody and the phone rings and it's them. We've all had these experiences of you're thinking about something and then it happens. These are normal experiences. So here comes this big giant cosmic being in the kitchen, and I'm frozen. First thought that comes up is a terror thought. And then the terror thought began to dissipate, because the love emanating from this being was so intense that I dropped like the defense. It just kind of dropped. And I was afraid to turn around. I wanted to turn around, but I was like, Lord Jesus, Lord, God, if I turn around, this is what's going on inside of my mind. If I turn around, I see a big angel in the kitchen, because by then I knew it was an angel. I knew that this was an angel. This was some beautiful cosmic being. Now, I didn't know the purpose that it had come for yet. And so slowly, I turned around, because I'm too nosy. I can't not look. Slowly, I turn around. And when I turn around, I am just bathed. And remember, I was bathed with this great love. You didn't have to turn around to be bathed with this great love. I don't want you to get caught in these little technicalities. The turning around represented my willingness to engage this, my yes to engage, because something can come visit you, but you don't have to engage it. The turning around and the yes, the leaning in, yes, I want to engage. Now, heaven knows they can come to me at any time, any messages, any angels, any souls. Use me in people's dreams. Use me however is desired. This image and likeness belongs to the universe, and it can be used for anything. Well, Here I am in the kitchen, standing face to face with an angel, an extreme cosmic power, like a pillar, almost like that pillar that they talk about in the Bible, with the Egypt, when people are describing different phenomena. Yes. Years ago, I had the same experience while washing dishes. Aha. I didn't know it was an angel and I got afraid. I didn't know then what I know now. Yes, soul whisperer. How incredible. And I believe they come when you're washing dishes because like I said, you're in a meditative state and you're in the liminal. So your mind is more open. You're not in the full beta consciousness, right? We have layers, as scientists put it, beta, alpha, theta, delta waves, brainwave patterns, the best that they can pick it up. They're giving us a crude, rudimentary explanation of how your brain waves work. No one really knows how all these things work. No one really knows where consciousness is. And this is what scientists call the hard problem because they haven't been able to locate consciousness yet. Like, where is consciousness? Well, consciousness is everywhere, and consciousness doesn't emanate from the brain. Consciousness is using the brain. Like, this is the hard problem that they have not yet been able to figure out is consciousness. And where is it? Can we find, and when we find it, can we put one of our spectrometers or something like that, a measuring device, and measure it? We found consciousness. Keep looking, right? So here is the deal. I come face to face with this thing, and this thing is just emanating this magnificent love. And so here I am after, I don't know how long I was standing there. I don't know if it's 10 minutes or an hour. I have no idea. It was a timeless moment. And then I get to ask, who are you? And it said, Damiel. And I got to tell you something. I went and Googled Damiel. I couldn't really find a whole lot about it. This happened many years ago. I couldn't really find a whole lot about it. I'm sure if you went and looked up Damiel now, you would find a whole bunch of stuff. You'd probably find evil demons named Damiel. You would probably find wonderful angels named Damiel. Evil demons and lovely angels named Damiel. Who cares? It could be 20,000 Damiels. Who cares? This is the bottom line of it. The bottom line of it is that when you have an experience, the best thing is not to go Google it. The best thing is to have meditation about it. So I meditated and I sat and I asked, what was this experience about? And basically, the angel had come to help me now. Do you remember? Now, I love angel magic. I love all things angels. I love all the angel appearances in the Bible. I'm always reading about angels. I'm writing a book right now. As a matter of fact, let's go on screen share. I'll just show you some of my projects that I have in the works. If you see some of my projects that I have in the works, Crystal Magic for the Christian Witch, the Book of Revelation for the Christian Witch, the Bible for the Christian Witch, Egyptian Magic for the Christian Witch, The Seven Biggest Lies of Christianity, The Potentate, which is one of my novels, Charge More, We've Been Brainwashed, Messages from My Dead Mother. And then if you go over here to even more of the books, some of the books that I have archived here, one of them is Angel Magic for the Christian Witch. There it is, Angel Magic for the Christian Witch. So I am so into angels, angel magic. What are angels? What are these winged beings that we see all over the world, depicted all over the world in all different kinds of cultures? We see winged beings and they're communicating and they're carrying this purse. You've seen this all over. You've seen this all over. They're winged beings and they're carrying, it looks like a little purse. And I saw a video not too long ago on YouTube that said it's not a purse, y'all. Look at all the winged beings from Egypt, throughout Africa, Assyria, which is modern day Iraq, Turkey, look throughout Mesoamerica. You will see winged beings. These winged beings that could be ancient ancestors of the human race. It could be an alien race. It could be angels. It could be many different things. So I say that to say that humanity has a very long storied history with winged beings that are not of this world. And every tradition tells you of these winged beings. They also talk of the blue people. These are the blue, and India is really good with this. They talk about the blue people and they have it in their cosmology. And so for you to say, That an angel visited you would not be a strange thing at all. It has happened to many people. It will happen to many more people. We are having visitations. This is a crowded universe. It's full of spirit beings. Now, what is the problem with the mind? Hence why we, especially in the full moon, especially with today's lesson, let me be still and listen to the truth, is because your mind will try to talk you out of spiritual phenomena. Because your mind can't put it together like 2 + 2 = 4. Your mind is very concrete. The lower mind, it requires proof. It is very linear, 1 and then 2 and then 3 and then 4. And spirit realms, and the way scientists describe this is that you have 2 sides of your brain. The left side of your brain is logic, reason, math, the metric system, science, the hard sciences. The right side of your brain is creative, nonlinear, can go anywhere, can do anything, is imagination, is all of that. They want to put a descriptor on it. So they said you have 2 halves of your brain. We don't know if that's how it really works, but this is we're trying to grasp how do we work? How does the universe work? Like, we're trying to grasp all that, right? Sister of a distant moon, Queen Vashti Sandalphon, came to me in a dream when I had a question that I needed answers. Yep. As soon as I woke, I thought, who was that? Immediately I heard Sandalphon. I love Sandalphon. I must have. Okay, really need to hear the truth. Yes. Okay. So because our mind is so linear, right? Our mind is so, well, that can't be. Well, how do I know it's really it? Here, after you have this incredible spiritual experience, or let's say quantum phenomena, because if you're not atheist, if you're an atheist, you wouldn't call it spiritual experience. And these experiences, we shouldn't make them religious, and we shouldn't make them only for certain people. These experiences are for everyone that wants to have them. And even if you don't want to have them, you're having a deja vu. Did you ask to have a deja vu today, or did you just have a deja vu? They're happening all the time. These quantum phenomena are happening all the time. Very normal. There's nothing wrong with it. You're a telepathic being. Get used to it. So when you have this blowout experience, and you can have a blowout experience many ways. You could have a blowout experience with plant medicine. You could have a blowout experience with Mother Ayahuasca. You could have a blowout experience in a Temescal. You could have a blowout experience at Stonehenge. You could have a blowout experience on the top of a mountain. So many ways you could have a blowout experience. Do you notice that your mind tries to take that blowout experience as way this and tries to make it into this? Something concrete that makes sense. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't let your mind take the infinite and make it finite. Well, what does it mean? Well, it was this and it was that, and try to prove it. Now you're all over Google trying to prove how do angels come and how to do that. You know you've gone to the conscious mind when you try to do that, and you're trying to use the conscious mind to understand the nature of the universe. It would never happen. It will never happen. You cannot. The nature of the conscious mind is not to understand the phenomenon of the universe. It's like saying to a 2-year-old, in 3 years, we're going to take you to Disney World. Does a 2-year-old even have the capacity to understand in 3 years? It's more than double its life. Your lower conscious mind doesn't even have the capacity to understand, to place, or to even fathom all the spiritual phenomena that you could be having and are having and indeed have had. So it's a solution. Here's the solution. Knock out your conscious mind. That's the solution. The solution is do exactly what the Course said today. Put aside the ego for a moment. Okay, I'm just going to come out of my conscious mind, because if you're a spiritual seeker, or if you're a person that's on the spiritual path, or if you're a person that simply wants to understand the nature of yourself and the nature of the universe, and you love quantum mechanics and you love ancient wisdom or mystery teachings, and you love looking at humanity, and you are very fascinated by all of this phenomena, like where did we come from and what are we doing? And you're asking these existential questions. If you're asking these kinds of questions, and why do we have these religions, and what have we believed, and what did we believe before then, and when did the gods die and we just got one God? When did the gods die and then we just got one God? I was intrigued by that, and I found the answer to it. You can find the answer to all these things because for eons, humans had many gods. And then all of a sudden, Moses, who they say is Akhenaten, I'm writing a book about that too in the Egyptian magic for the Christian witch. They say that Moses was actually a pharaoh in Egypt. He was actually who would have been Amenhotep the fourth, the third or the fourth. He actually changed his name to Akhenaten because he renounced the many gods of Egypt, according to the story. And he said hey guys, I had a revelation. It's one God, it's one. And when he did the representation of the one God, it was pretty accurate. It was energy. It looked like a sun disk. He wasn't off. The problem was, he started killing the priests of the old religions and taking down the old religions. And that's always where they go a little. I don't know why when people have revelations, they want the whole world to be on the new revelation with them. And they want to kill everything that was the old revelation. And they think that they have the power to do it. And then that's why he was offed, right? And they went back to the way things were before he came. The deal is this, though. He had a profound revelation. He glimpsed the nature of the universe. He saw the oneness. He might not have completely understood what he saw. He might not. In other words, he had one of these blowout experiences that we have. And then you're going to try to make sense of it. And then you try to crunch it down to humans and say, oh, no, we have to kill people. We have to get rid of the other thing. Spirit never told you to get rid of anything. Christians, when they had their experiences, they would then turn against Jews or turn against pagans or turn against, and then that would be the new group of people that they want to kill. How is it the nature of a spiritual experience that it would tell you to kill anyone or anything? It doesn't make sense. How is it that you have this big, incredible, blowout spiritual experience? You saw the face of God. You caught a glimpse of the face of God. And then you come back and you say, this is what it is, guys. And let's kill everybody who doesn't think it. That's how we crunch down the limitless to the limited. And we put the whole universe in a nutshell. Don't do that. Let yourself have your spiritual experiences. Let yourself be okay with not making sense of your spiritual experiences. And this is very difficult for me because I'm an air sign. I'm super logical and I'm a super thinker. I have an overactive mind. I just do. And so for the thinkers among us, now for the water signs among us, they're watery, they're flowing, they can do it. It's going to be easier for you. For the earth signs, they're very grounded, they're very rooted. They can do it. The fire signs, they're already dancing in the fire. So they're already pretty etheric in their nature. The air signs, we just got to have proof. And we got to figure it out. And we have to debate it. And we have to make a spreadsheet about it. And it have to make sense. This thing has to make sense, right? So air signs, maybe we have more of an issue than other people because we're in the thinking mind so much. Let go of your thinking mind. And it would be very scary for an air sign because you'll be floating in the darkness of space, and air signs don't like that because we like the proof. I did my scientific experience. That's why all my Christian witch books, they're written from a scientific perspective. If you notice, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to show you something just so you can understand how I apply magic, how I apply science to magic. When you look at my book, Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch, and you go over here, I'm going to show you, this is the manuscript of Spellcrafting for the Christian Witch. You can pick it up at ValerieLove.com and at ChristianWitches.com. Pardon me. Do you see here I have science and magic? I can't write a magic book without science. Now, here is the 11. There's Nature of Angels. This is a whole compendium of magic, so it will give you just probably more magic than you ever imagined you even wanted to know. The spellcrafting. What is magic? What is a spell? Let's get to the formula. Here it is right here. Chapter 27. Formula for crafting a spell. Do you see that this is a formula? And this is what I said. The simple step-by-step formula for creating rituals and creating spells. And the reason that I did this is because I like to make things scientific. And I already talked about that. And so in the book that you have the scientific method. And so when you're doing the scientific method, and I tell you in detail how to craft a spell, that will work. That will work. And why your spells don't work. I tell you in detail how to craft it, how it will work, why it will work, what are the exact steps, because I like things that are scientific. And when you look at the chapter on science and magic, I refer to a scientist in there, which is Rupert Sheldrake, whom I love. I very much love the scientific method. Here is the scientific method. Ask a question, do background research, construct a hypothesis, test the hypothesis with an experiment, analyze data and draw conclusions, report results. Okay, or here's another scientific method. Make an observation, ask a question, form a hypothesis or testable explanation, make a prediction based on the hypothesis, test the prediction, iterate, use the results to make new hypotheses or predictions. I am extremely scientific in my approach to magic. I don't do frou-frou magic. I'm grounded. I like things to be practical. I like things to work, not because people said it works. How does it work? So when you have a mind like this, it's a double-edged sword, okay? That's been your experience too. Let love and lead. Let love lead. Let love lead. That's been my experience as an sign. And, if you have a sharp mind like that, and if logic matters very much to you, and if 90% of the stuff that they say in magical circles, you're just like, okay, how does that work? I'm like a super skeptic, and I'm a super witch, and I'm a super skeptic. It would seem like those two don't go together. They go perfectly together, because I think you need to be a super skeptic to be a super witch, because you got to prove that the fucking shit works, right? And all witches that are real witches, they've already proven it works because they did it. They did it and it worked, and now you know. So don't just hear the things. Don't just have all these blowout experiences without grounding them, without being rooted in truth. Okay. So what happened with the book? I finished the book. It's called God is in Love with You, one of the best-selling books I've ever written. The book is in a couple of different formats. It's in we call it trade paperback, 6x9. It's also in the mass market version. And the book, God is in Love with You, by Valerie Love. I have to tell you something. This book wasn't for everyone, even though many thousands of people, read the book and bought the book. This book wasn't for other people. That book was for me. It was for me to understand the nature of love in the universe. That love is beyond even any words that I could put on it right now. I really cannot even describe to you what love is. I cannot really, truly, in truth, tell you what love is. And I got to a point in that book where I was writing about pure unconditional love. And I was going through this storm of what looked like not love, what looked like a separation and an end of a relationship, a years-long relationship. I liked it. Thank you so much, Soul Whisperer. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I got to a place where I had written something like 22 chapters of the book. And I didn't know how to put it together. I didn't even know what I was writing. I didn't know how it was going to come together. It seemed like 22 disparate chapters. And I got mad. I was very mad. I was very mad to be writing a book about pure unconditional love while I was going through this loveless experience, and the abandonment issues that coming up and all that stuff. And I remember in my bedroom, in my new house that I had bought after I separated from my husband, I went and bought my own new house out on the Eastern Shore of Maryland. I was very happy and very meditative. I was writing. You don't want to support my writing. Well, resistance recruits allies. You got somebody that you would be sure would go against you because you're going against you. Oh, okay, let me stop blaming it on somebody else. Okay, let me own 100% of my responsibility of my consciousness and who I draw to me in my consciousness, from my consciousness. And I sat down. I was writing and I was writing and I was writing. And one day, I took all the chapters, it was 22 chapters, and I laid them out in front of my altar. I had a couple of altars in that house. This one was in front of my bedroom altar, big altar where I used to meditate every morning at 4 a.m. And I sat all the chapters on the floor, 22 chapters. I just laid them out, printed out the whole manuscript, laid them out. I don't know what to do about this. I don't know what order this is supposed to be in. I don't even know why I'm writing. I'm fussing with heaven. I don't even know why I'm writing a book about unconditional love. I don't know anything about unconditional love. It said, yeah, that's true. You don't. Yourself does. So self wrote it. And I just walked by. I'm telling you, every day I walked past that manuscript, I just looked at it on the floor and would be like, I'm mad at you. I was mad. I was mad. Pat Evers, can you do a video on your writing process? Oh my God. Pat, that's such a good question, Pat. I would have to do 20 videos because every book is different. Every book is different, Pat. Wow, I wish I had a simple answer for that. Yes, I'll do a series of videos on that, on writing your soul. I will do that. I will do that because a lot of people ask that question. And I write a lot. So, hey, Miss Audrey, how you loving? How you loving? Mwah, how you loving? So I tell you, I walk past those chapters every day, and I was mad. That angel was with me. And I said, angels, y'all have this. I can't do it. I'm at my limit. You ought to know when you need to turn everything over. Could have turned it over a lot earlier than that, to tell you the truth. If I had been willing to surrender, probably wouldn't have been in half the pain I was in. Turn it over, and turn it over in trust that it's handled, and it will be handled, and it will be perfect. So I said, angels, y'all have this book. Y'all have it. I can't do it. I can't. They're like, finally let go. Thank God. And I tell you, one day, I kept delaying the submission date for the book. My agent called me and said, done yet? It's not done yet. It's almost done. Oh, but it's not done yet. Okay, we can get you a few more days. Okay. I'm just having an experience. And then one day I woke up. And that day was the day. And I went over to the book, to the manuscript that was laid out on the ground, on the bed, on the floor in my bedroom. It wasn't the ground outside. It was in my bedroom, on the floor, before the altar, with the angels. I'm telling you, I just passed it every day, like whatever. And I just picked up this chapter, and then that chapter, and then that chapter, and then that chapter. And something was moving me along, and it was flowing. And I picked up the entire manuscript and held it to my heart, and it was done. And I called the agent, and I said, I have the book. She said, we knew you would. And I gave the book to the baby. It's like your baby. I gave the manuscript, submitted the manuscript to the publisher. And the publisher took the book, and they had an editor, because then, they go through the editing process. And my writing is extremely clean, so I don't do they don't do a lot of editing on my work. And someone sent me the edits back on part of it to look at. And I was still crazy. And I said, "That's not what I said. It says this." And they were like, "Okay, she's a nut. We're going to have to get her some special help." And the wife of the owner of that imprint of the book, she stepped up. Her name was Martha. She said, "I'll do the edits, no problem." Martha took that baby, because that first person, I don't know who they were, but they got chewed out. Please forgive me, universe, please forgive me. Like, I'm the author, I know what I'm talking about. That's where I was. That's where I was, writing a book about unconditional love. Okay, you see why I need a Course in Miracles. And Martha was like, no problem. She was the angel in it. She was the human angel in it. And she took the book and she did her magic on it. And she said, "It's all taken care of. What about this? What do you think of this?" And she gave me the manuscript perfectly edited. And I was like, tears, right? Like, why are we putting ourselves through all these things? Oh my God, Barbara. Barbara said your book on spellcrafting for the Christian, which is so delicious. I had to get a physical copy. Yay! I have physical copies too. I actually buy my books. So I can have the experience that you all have when you get the books. Oh my God, it is just incredible. Kathy, I am seeing me now as you speak. I've created a fantastic team of naysayers. My study room is a mess. I don't like going in there. That's right, Kathy, because when we don't really want to do something, we have resistance within ourselves. And what does that resistance do? The resistance recruits allies, which means that we will call to ourselves people who are just as resistant to our greatness as we are. And that can easily be cleaned up. It's cleaned up in consciousness. In my own consciousness, I deepen in the love and I love myself and I'm for my work and I'm for what I'm doing in this universe and I'm for me. And as I continue to be for me and continue to pour love on it, and I continue to be my best friend, my own best friend, this is self-love. You deepen in the self-love and then your resistance will begin to wane. And then, or you'll know what to do with the resistance. And then you will no longer call people who stand in your way. You're begging them to stand in your way. That's what we're doing. We're calling people, please stand in my way and block me because I'm too afraid to go further. Okay, I'll stand in your way. No, you're not going to do this and that and the other. No, stop standing in my way. It's a sanity because I created it. And I can uncreate it. Indeed, you are the only one who can uncreate your creations. And so the reason that I tell you this story today is for two things. One, do not let your conscious mind talk you out of your quantum phenomena. Don't try to scrunch it down to mean this. Don't try to get a handle on it. Oh my God, what did that mean? Don't try. Simply understand and know that your nature is infinite and you have infinite experiences, and be A-okay with the infinite experiences that the lower conscious mind cannot possibly understand. And if you are able to do that, you will work with angels. You will work with the Loa angels, Orisha, the feathered serpent, as they call it here in Mexico, Kukulkan, I believe, as the Mayans called this feathered serpent, Kukulkan. I believe that's the name of the feathered serpent god that makes it to set down the temple at Chichen Itza every March, every spring equinox. And this feathered serpent, whomever are your beings that are with you, and you ain't got to be religious to have beings. I mean, this universe is full of it's full of dimensions. And you got to know that these dimensions are inhabited by different beings. You don't have to be religious or spiritual to think that, right? These things are not inherently spiritual. This is just the nature of the universe. Energy is the nature of the universe. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be a religion. You don't have to be an atheist. You don't have to be any of that to understand the nature of the universe. The nature of this universe is quantum, and we're learning more and more about that. So I don't want people to get off into, well, you have to be spiritual or you have to, no, you don't. You don't have to be spiritual. You don't have to be religious. You don't have to be any of that to get quantum mechanics. Everyone can get it. Everyone has had these experiences. And what I'm offering to you is to allow these experiences to take you higher in your life. Allow these experiences to let you create your masterpieces. Allow these experiences to allow you to have these incredible experiences where you are doing things that you know are not human. They are superhuman, and you're able to do them because you're working with superhuman entities. You have a whole spirit team, of which I described to you as Spellcrafting for the Christian, which by all means, pick up the books. And if you don't pick up the books, become a member of the YouTube channel, because then you do two things at once. You support the channel at only $4.99 a month. It's lovely. And you get the ebooks as a gift. You'll be soon getting my ebook novel as a gift, family. Oh, even though that one is written under a different pen name, not Valerie Love. So let the phenomena begin. Let it continue. Let it magnify. Let it amplify. I want you to have so many multi-dimensional, multi-spiritual, multi-entity experiences that you cannot make rhyme or reason of, and that you love and work with anyway. Suspend your belief. Suspend your little mind. That's what the Course is saying today, lesson 106. Let me be still and listen to the truth. Don't try to make sense of what is not sensible. I love you. ValerieLove.com. Kaisi out. Peace. Have a beautiful day. See you in the morning. Hopefully on all the platforms at 7 a.m. Eastern Time.